Hi there everybody, this is a rumor, take it with a grain of salt, but I thought that I would bring this to y'all's attention. That PlayStation 1 classic, Vagrant story, might be getting a remake or at least like maybe an HD port or something onto modern systems. We'll see. I pulled up my copy. I haven't looked at this copy in so long. It's absolutely gorgeous still together. It's two, I don't remember it being 2 discs, but oh, okay, it's a Squaresoft 2000 Collector's CD Volume 3. That's the second disc. It comes with preview modes of Legend of Mana, Threads of Fate, Chrono Cross, Front Mission 3, Saga Frontier 2, Chocobo's Dungeon 2, and Chocobo Racing. That is a blast from the past right here. But anyway, let me talk about this, what we have going on here, really. I am over here on the Twitter on Yasumi Matsuno's page, who was the writer, producer, and director of Vagrant Story, and he's been talking about the game quite a bit lately. All of a sudden, I scrolled through some of his previous tweets, and he didn't talk about it at all. And then, like, all of a sudden, boom, 3 tweets in a row about Vagrant Story. And let's look at this tweet, because I think this is the most telling tweet. He says, "I thought that I tried playing it for the first time in a while, but I wondered what kind of device I could play it on now. I've disposed of the hardware from PS1 to PS3. It should have been downloaded on the PS Vita, but I can't find it. And then, like, everybody in the comments is like, hey, it's time for a remake. Hey, maybe you should remake it. You know, what are you doing? Maybe you should remake it. You were the writer, producer, and director. After all, this is kind of like a tattoo of the symbol here from Vagrant Story." He says, "This was a great game. I don't think there was anybody in the development or debugging team who could have beat the game in about 2 hours using a debug coma? I don't know." So yeah, he's talking about this game quite a bit, and I went and I looked the guy up to see if he's still working for Square Enix over on the Wikipedia. It says here that he started with Square over in 1995, and he worked there until he had to leave due to prolonged illnesses, about, I would say, until 2006. So he worked there from 1995 until 2006, with his last game being Final Fantasy XII right there. He did do some freelance work for Square Enix in the meantime, and he also created his own company called Algebra Factory. And during this time, whenever he did his own company, he worked with, guess who? Square Enix, with a Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood expansion where he went back to Ivalice. Guess what other game, takes place in Ivalice? Yeah, that's Vagrant Story. Vagrant Story pretty much introduced the world of Ivalice. I can't remember if it was Vagrant Story or if it was Final Fantasy Tactics that introduced it first. I kind of think it was Vagrant Story. I don't remember. It's been so, God, it was, what, 25-something years ago? But then I'm like, okay, Algebra Factory. What is Algebra Factory working on? So here I am on that page, and it talks about all the representative work, what he's worked on from 1990 all the way up to present day, with his last named project being the Stormblood Return to Ivalice expansion from Final Fantasy XIV. But this is key. He is currently participating in other projects, including unannounced titles. So he's worked for Square Enix for a long time. Pretty much everything that he's ever done is essentially Square Enix. The last project that he worked on was also with Square Enix, and it dealt with Ivalice, and now he's talking about Vagrant Story and how he can't play Vagrant Story on modern consoles, and he's wondering, how could I possibly play this game? Maybe he's trying to build up some hype here. Maybe he's already working on it. Maybe he's hinting or showing that, hey, Vagrant Story might be getting a remake. Again, this is a huge rumor. We don't know. Take it with a grain of salt. But again, I like to look at things with the eyes of a child. I like to look at things on the bright side and hope for the best. You just never, ever, ever know. So we have a possibility of a Vagrant Story remake. How cool is that? This is great news. Let me know what you guys think about that. And as always, have a good day.